Hi, I'm Judith, and I've always been very proud of my Jewish heritage. But recently I've felt cautious, even nervous about people knowing I'm Jewish, particularly at work. I think that if people know I'm Jewish, they will have thoughts about me that distract from the job I'm doing. In my opinion, the words Israeli, Jew and Zionist have been conflated in a way that is at best unhelpful and at worst dangerous. And I wondered if that was too strong a word, but I don't think it is. I was brought up very much on the ish side of Jewish. My dad was a Hungarian Jewish refugee who came here with his parents in 1938. He fell in love with this country, and although he always spoke with a slight Hungarian accent, he was very proud of being British. In fact, my childhood was full of old people speaking English in a very bad accent instead of their native Hungarian, German or Yiddish because of this pride of being British. And as far as I remember, my grandparents and my dad rarely, if ever, set foot in a synagogue. And if I ever asked my dad about a particular or lesser-known Jewish festival, his usual response was, well, that's the one where we say, thank God we're not so Jewish that we do that one as well. So I certainly feel culturally Jewish. I love the humour, the food, the Heine spirit. I suppose I feel racially Jewish, but I don't feel religiously Jewish. That was never part of my culture. So where does this reticence about work colleagues knowing I'm Jewish come from? I could be wrong, but I think that when many people hear the word Jew, their thoughts turn quickly to views about Israel and recent debates about how antisemitism has been dealt with in the UK. I've been asked a number of times by people I know well and by people I don't know at all what my views on Israel are, and quite frankly, I find it baffling. I'm not an Israeli citizen and I don't have a vote in that country. Again, I could be wrong, but I don't think that if many people met a British Chinese person, their first question would be about the treatment of the Uyghur population. I don't know very much about the details of Israeli politics. I'm not an Israeli citizen and I don't have a vote in that country. But I do know about the dangers of generalising about race. And to say all Israelis are, and fill in the gaps, right-wing, anti-Palestinian, pro-Netanyahu-style politics, is a dangerous generalisation. And like with all racism, be wary of generalisations. Part of the problem with anti-Semitism is the word itself. Anti-Semitism is racism, but because it's been given a different word, it feels like somehow it's a lesser sort of racism, one you can easily wriggle out of by saying, oh no, that wasn't anti-Semitic. I think you're being a bit sensitive. I was talking about Israel. Well, you're not really Jewish, though, are you? I mean, you don't go to synagogue, and I've certainly seen you eating bacon. The lectures I have been given by all sorts of people telling me what is anti-Semitic and what isn't can be relentless. So we come back to this mixing up of terms, Jew, Israeli, Zionist. I'm sure people have assumed that I'm a mash-up of all of those things, but it's not true. And explaining it all feels exhausting. I'm exhausted by the argument.